So, after yesterday's video, you guys should be getting some Team Affinity done. But what cards should you take? There's some great ones, and there's some, not so great. But we're gonna talk about it all. So leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and let's get it going. But first, we'll give a quick shout out to Underdog Fantasy. The MLB regular season is just about here. So now is your last chance to get into the season-long pick'ems. It couldn't be any easier. You just find a player prop and simply say, is he going to go over or under that number, like Aaron Judge home runs. So if you think you know ball, this is a great opportunity because you can make your predictions on who's going to have a good season and who's not going to have such a good season. And right now you can use my promo code GOMES. You're going to get $100 for free. Up to $100 deposit match. You see the map where Underdog is available. And thank you again to them for sponsoring me throughout this MLB season. 30 cards. We'll start off with the AL East. And here in this pack, in my eyes, there's an absolute clear choice for the number one. And that is the Kraken. Gary Sanchez. Year in, year out, his cards bang. You know what to expect. And this year's no different. He's got over 100 power, 115 power against Southpaws, which there's a lot of John Dons, a lot of Randy Johns running around ranked seasons right now, so that will be important. But what Gary doesn't get enough credit for, he has 97 arm, and he also has catcher pop time. So he is going to be very effective and thrown out, should be, coulda, woulda, base runners who are trying to steal second and third base. And he's also got good contact versus righties as well. Not too far after him, Cedric Mullins is also a great pick. I mean, he's got great contact. He's got pretty good power. The only downside with Cedric is the arm. 61 arm strength in center field. Not on my Diamond Dynasty squad, maybe in Pee-wee's, but not up with the big boys. So I'd probably put him in corner outfield. He'll still retain a gold shield after parallel 1, but Cedric's got a great swing. You can't escape him. He is inevitable. Then it kind of tails off. Sean Green is also pretty good. He's got a great swing. He's a lot like Cedric Mullins, just a little bit more righty heavy on those splits. 94, 93. Pretty damn good against right-handers. As always, make sure to check quirks. Sean Green does have a lot of them. I don't think they matter quite as much as attributes do, but it is important if they're about equal. The one with quirks is probably going to win that battle. Evan Longoria, I never think his cards are that great. I don't know. I mean, his power's pretty good, but the contact, pretty bad. I mean, that's Byron Buxton levels. And, of course, remember, captains like Gary Sanchez, he is affected by Byron Buxton, which a lot of people picked in their cornerstone pack for having lower vision. So he gets better fielding, better speed, better power. I mean, you got to remember those captain boosts as well when picking the cards that you do want. Longoria's got fielding, but he doesn't have speed. I'm just not too enamored with either of the 3 Bs right here. Uke either. He's a first base primary. I don't know. Ever since he got put in the game, I'm waiting for a good Euclid card, but it never comes. Now, moving over to the NL East. This one is tricky because the best card you shouldn't take first. You should be taking B-Wags, Billy Wagner. And you should check out our previous video to find out why. He is really good. He's one of the best lefty relievers in the game right now. He's got great hit 9. The BB9 is his worst trait, and that's still not that bad at 73. He's got maxed out pitch clutch. He throws pretty hard at 97, 98 on a good day. And for pitch pony, ain't bad. He's pretty damn good. I mean, a notch below Andrew Miller as far as lefty bullpen guys, I think. I would take Giancarlo Stanton first. Again, much like Gary Sanchez, he gets boosted by Buxton. And that speed, fielding, and power is going to do wonders for Mr. Giancarlo. Trust me, if only Byron could boost present-day Giancarlo Stanton. You know, he boosts, what, 15 speed? Stanton would be all the way up to 16. Really good card with a good swing. Highly recommend it. David Justice, another good one. If you want a lefty bat, he's like Stanton, except he's a little pedestrian as far as power goes against lefties. He's not that fast. He's not a great defender, but he gets the job done. He has good intangibles. His vision and his clutch 125 maxed out clutch is very good, and he's also got 9 quirks. So if you don't use Buxton, I would probably pick David Justice, because I think he, might edge him out after that. We are looking at Vlad here. Good card, but the fielding at 60 and speed at 63, I don't know if they messed up. Is this supposed to be Vlad Guerrero Jr.? Well, the speed wouldn't be quite that high. The hitting stats, pretty good. 96, 83 contact, but nothing that's going to blow you away. Little disappointing for an early game Vlad card. Speaking of disappointing, David Wright. What are we doing here? I mean, his contact is good. His power's not good. His fielding's not even that good. 80 and 81 at third base is just fine. And only 68 speed. He's got good quirks, he's David Wright. He's the captain after all, but I don't know. Like, all that overall goes into the clutch and durability, I guess. Yeah, that certainly is an early game David Wright. Early on in his career. I don't think that stat would be quite so high once we get towards the mid-2010s. Looking at the Central, this one's a bit different because there is pitchers, but they don't utilize the missions as the Billy Wagner does. It requires 3 times the innings pitched to get that done. I give you one of these for that, SGS. Thank you. But that's fine because the pick is easily Brian Dozier. No homerism at all. This card just slaps. Good power at a premium position where you typically don't have power. He has good fielding. Gold defense at second with pretty good contact. The clutch is the only thing that really leaves a lot to be desired at 57. Trust me, the Twins never had anybody on base for Dozier, so he didn't have a chance. That's not fair to him. But he also does have 6 quirks, which is pretty damn good. Jose Abreu, also very good card. He crushes lefties, 110-96, then 87-85. So he's good against both sides. The fielding is bad, but first base defense, yeah, it depends on the day, whether or not it matters. Ask me tomorrow. My opinion might change. Then 26 speed. That's what you come to expect with Jose Abreu at 27 years old. I'm curious what his live series has, but that's a good card for sure. Zach Greinke, could have swore he threw harder at 25 years old, but apparently not. But otherwise, good card. He throws a sinker. He's got that super slow ephus-like curveball, which a lot of people are fans of, and pretty good hit in K/9, given only an 89 overall. And the first week, the game hasn't even come out yet. That's pretty good for a starting pitcher. So if you want to start it, Zach Greinke would be a pretty damn good one. We'll go Class A. I don't think he's that great. He does have outlier on the cutter, but the problem is that's the same speed as his four seam. So those two bleed really not well. I don't want to use well. I don't want to give you the wrong impression because it's not a good thing. You don't want those going the same MPH, the same velo. And then the slider's hot at 92, but again, it's hot or it's going to the right. It's going to break horizontally. So it's kind of tough. I'm not a huge fan of Class A. I know some people do like his cards. Then Pudge. I don't really know anybody who likes Ivan Rodriguez cards, to be fair. I mean, the power's low. The contact's pretty good. Clutch is pretty good. But the fielding isn't what you come to expect with Ivan Rodriguez. 80-85. He does have catcher pop time, which is going to help. But I would just go Gary Sanchez. I think he's a lot better of a choice. Going to the NL Central. There's some good cards here, no doubt. But none better than... This is Monty Grandal. There's another catcher option. He's a switch hitter. He's not quite as good as Gary, but he's still really good, and he's got a great swing. 18 speed. This is the prime of his life. That's the fastest he's ever been. He's got pretty good power. Of course, a lot of his overall is inflated due to his discipline. Unfortunately, that doesn't really do anything for you, and he's got no quirks because he was not good in Chicago. Quirks for live series cards are based off their actual playing year. So we'll see. Maybe he's revitalized in Pittsburgh in the black and gold. Otherwise, good card. I like it. So is Joey Votto. I mean, if you're looking for a guy that can just specifically mash righties, here's your man. 83, 125 maxed out power. He does fit the Byron Buxton captain boost, but you won't get power towards righties. So you're kind of truncated on really the benefits of that boost. The clutch is really good. The fielding at first base, pretty good. He's just not going to hit lefties very well. So if you're looking for a premier bench bat, you really can't get much better outside of Babe Ruth. I guess he would be a better bench bat for you. Jack Flaherty for the Cardinals. I think this is a really good one. He's got a good mix. He's got a sinker. And he's also got relatively good per nines. I mean, pretty balanced. No one thing way better than others. Home runs per nine does not affect online gameplay. We'll reiterate that for people that don't know that. Don't be worried if you give up home runs with him. You just got to get better at the game. It's not because his attribute's low, but he's got a good mix. Pretty good pitch velocity, diversity. I like Flaherty. Sammy Sosa, not a great card. He's got 80+ speed, gold defense, 90 arm. His hitting is just not there. The vision's bad. The contact's not good. The power's not that amazing. I don't know. I mean, Sammy Sosa, I liked his cards last year. I know a lot of people did not, but I don't know. A lot of the big names, they just didn't give them big stats for one reason or another. But he's better than Burnett, who's got 4 pitches, and the changeup is only 5 miles an hour different from the sinker and the four seam, and the curveball is only another 5 off the changeup. So it's not great mixing speeds with Burnett. He does have decent per nines. I'm just not a huge fan of this card. And we'll wrap things up with the West. Once again, here we do care about the pitchers. They do take precedent, even if they're not quite as good as some of the hitters, which the West, this might be the best division for Team Affinity. I would go Jose Leclerc for the first pick. I think he's not only a good reliever, but of course, he's going to be really good on the missions. He's got 5 pitches, a four seam, a sinker, and very good drop off on miles per hour. A big diversity in pitch speeds. He is nearly maxed out hit per nine, K per nine over 100, pitch clutch right up near 100. The only downside is the BB9. At 54, he's not going to be throwing a lot of strikes, but when he does, he's going to be pretty damn effective. Then Raisel Iglesias for the Angels from Anaheim. He's got more balanced splits. He also has that four-seam sinker, similar pitch speed differentials. I just think Leclerc's a little bit better. He's a winner, I guess you would say. But then we get to the batsman, Carlos Correa. I wish this card was wearing a Twins jersey so I could add him to the theme team, but really good. He's maxed out contact against lefties. He has middling 70s power, which is good enough to hit some home runs. Good contact against righties, good fielding, 64 speed, a hell of a lot more than he has this day and age. It's a really good card. No quirks, because he was bad last year. Mitch Haniger, my favorite card from MLB The Show 22's launch. He bangs. He's great against lefties. He's real good against righties. And he can even field. He's got 113 clutch towards the top of the game right now. Now that I think of it, he might be better than Correa. That might be a little bit of homerism coming through. Ricky Henderson, again, big name. Small stats. He's got really good speed, as you'd come to expect. But after that, the contact, the power, super The vision's good. The discipline, the stuff that doesn't matter that much early game. Vision is important, but I'd rather have contact and power, of course. The fielding isn't even that high for a Ricky Henderson card. So I wouldn't go after him right away. We'll move to the NL West, the final one, and we've got, without a doubt, one of the best cards here, Charlie Blackmon. Chuck Nasty, the fielding's low, but that's fine. Cut him some slack. You can DH him. He's got a nice beard. He is 100 contact, 88 power against righties, maxed out clutch. His PCI is going to be enormous. Huge. I'm talking 69 speed, absolute great card. Only one quirk, but that's fine. You don't need it. Justin Turner, another really good one. The contact right, only concern. Fielding, not great at 70, but it gets the job done. Versus lefties, 106, 125. We talked about Randy Johnson and John Donaldson. Going to be eating them for lunch. Really good card. Highly recommend. And he's got versatility all over the infield. So I like that one. Brandon Webb. He might be the best pitcher out of all Team Affinity as far as starters go. He's got 90 hit NK per 9, 72 BB9, and 98 pitch clutch. He doesn't throw very hard, but that means he's just going to dot. So that mitigates the 72 rating on the BB9. The lower the velocity, the higher the accuracy in MLB The Show. Not even going to pit these two against one another. They're just going to have a mid-off. Tony Gwynn, got good contact, not much else. 87 speed's cool, I suppose. Then Brandon Crawford, he had really good cards. This one, just not enamored. He does have a good swing. His contact left a little bit low. He's probably better than Tony Gwynn, the more that I think about it. He's not that bad. Let me not group him in with Tony One Bag right there. That's going to do it. Team Affinity. Let me know in the comments section what cards you guys are going after first. Like I said, there's a lot of good ones. And sometimes you're going to want to just pick the pitcher because it's going to help speed through the Team Affinity program and get the cards that you do want quicker. But this is where I would go. Leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching.